this June the 4th, and she's a big shout out for putting up with me for 20 years. My oldest child is Rebecca, and she's a senior in high school. Caleb's got a baseball game tonight up in Burlington, so he's not here. And the best dressed guy belongs to me. This is Samuel, and he is the self-proclaimed campaign manager. And we decided beforehand, why does he go? I think he goes for food. That's why he goes on these visits. And my wife is on our last child, Joshua. And thank them for being here tonight. About a year ago, I was diagnosed, about a year ago this week, I was diagnosed with a life-threatening issue in my pancreas. And by God's grace, through friends at Faith Christian School in the community, in my church, friends like the White Ayers, they sent me to the Meadow Clinic in Minnesota, and we found out there that they had a lot more technology than we do here, and found out my condition was not quite as bad as we thought, and surgery to take my pancreas out was not necessary. And they put a device in my back that is giving me my life back. It's a spinal cord stimulator. It basically blocks my pain and makes me functional again. And so I thank God for that. Last July, when I began to come off the medicine, which was, to be honest, was worse than being sick, I told the Lord, I said, if you give me my health back, what she was being to do, I said, I'll do whatever you ask me to do. And I had no idea in October someone would come and say, would you consider running for Harold Homestead, who's retiring? And I said no to him twice, and the third time I said I'll pray about it, and that was probably a mistake, but I did. And I thank God for the people I've met, and I thank God that my family can be raised in Randolph County, because where else would you want your kids to be raised? And we're a conservative county, not only a conservative county as far as being Republicans, but we're a morally conservative county, and we're a biblically conservative county. And so many of the values that America has been known for are still found in Randolph County. You probably traveled 100 counties in Randolph County, and in North Carolina, we'd be hard-pressed to find 10 similar to Randolph County. And just go around here close by, and they're not. So thank God for the privilege to be raising my family in Randolph County. And I was asked why I got involved, and I gave you the first reason earlier, Lord. Give my health back. I told them whatever I would do, but I run through my family because I want my children to enjoy what I enjoy. I want my children to understand that they can live in a county and feel free to come to meet like this and pray in God's name. There's a lot of pressure, even in local politics, with this. I am not a politician. I'm without apology, a born-again Baptist preacher is what I am. And so on that side of it, as the gentleman mentioned earlier, I don't want any favors. The biggest thing I can say tonight is I answer to God first, in a conscience before God to do the right thing, and do the honorable thing, and to stand before Him. And as a voter, I would hope that would resonate because I answer to a higher power. And many say that today, but I will tell you without apology, that's what I am, and that's what I will continue to be. But I think one of the principles lost, I mentioned last week, is the idea of public service. Any elected official, is our founding fathers, the term was a public servant. And we're public servants, and that the desires of the people are not a stepping stool to get to office. The people are who you represent, for the people, of the people, by the people. And we may not necessarily agree on every issue. I know there's Republicans that don't care for the Tea Party. I'll be honest with you, I appreciate the opportunity you've given me now on 2 or 3 occasions to stand before you. Because there are not many forums like that in Randolph County. And I appreciate that opportunity to be able to speak to people and get to know people. The idea of public service, that's all I've done all my life in the ministry of pastoring. And some of the issues, none of us have served as county commissioner, so there's some questions we can't answer. Because I have not been to all the meetings, I haven't seen the closed door meetings, but I can tell you where I stand on principles. And it's being honest before God, transparent before people, and honest before people. That to do the right thing, do the honorable thing. And 30 seconds. I ask you to vote on May 6th. God leads you in that direction. And we ask the Lord to continue to prosper Randolph County and allow us to be what we've always been. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's kind of difficult being the last one to come up for 2 good speakers like we just had, you know. But I'm Jim Parker, and I'm from Liberty, and I've been living in Liberty for 40 years. I came from Johnson County. My family was farmers. We were tobacco farmers in Johnson County, that's the other side of Raleigh. So I know what farming is and all that kind of thing. But anyway, I was lucky enough and I got a chance to go to college. I went to Campbell College. It was a 2-year school. I got an A degree at Campbell. Then I went to East Carolina. Got my BS degree at East Carolina. And I became a high school teacher. So I taught school for 3 years. And the teachers today are kind of like the teachers were then. I didn't make a lot of money. And I got an opportunity to go to work with Phillips Petroleum Company. And I took the job and I made more money working with Phillips Petroleum Company. They sent me off to school too, business schools and this kind of thing. And I came back to North Carolina. And when I did, I had several companies I called on. And one that I'd like to mention is Keenan Oil Company in Durham. You know, Keenan Stadium. Frank Keenan gave the money for that stadium. Henry Flagler married his sister. Henry Flagler was a partner with John D. Rockefeller, Standard Oil Company. So that's all the wealth. So that in Chapel Hill today, you've got the Flagler Keenan or the Keenan Flagler School of Business. But anyway, I got a lot of training through those people. That was real good. But I was a district representative with Phillips, and I enjoyed it. But I wanted to get in business for myself. And so finally, I got in business for myself. Went to oil company, an oil and propane business. And just to tell you about propane, a lot of you folks right here probably eat over the restaurant over here, the Hillville restaurant. Liberty Oil Company and propane sells propane to the restaurant. And we've been doing that for 3 or 4 years. And I'm proud that we come to Hillville. My son comes up to Hillville. He kind of runs the business. He comes up to Hillville at least once a month. And then our truck comes up every 2 weeks, I think. But anyway, I am familiar with this area because I come up here quite a bit and eat it. But anyway, after all those things were said and done, I've enjoyed running. I was the mayor of Liberty for 12 years. And I've always had this philosophy of being the mayor is that if everybody in the Liberty area, or Liberty Town, Liberty, and the community does well, then Jim Parker's going to do well. If the people there in their community don't do well, Jim Parker's not going to do well. And that's the philosophy I have for Randolph County. If all of us does well in Randolph County, then I'm going to do well in Randolph County. If we don't, if everybody don't do well, then I'm not going to do well. And this is the thing that I think there's several things outside of Lashboro. I'm not necessarily for this landfill. When I say that, there's a lot of people that I've talked with that are not. Because there's going to be a lot of traffic and there's always a possibility of contamination, even though they're fixing big rubber bases to go under it. But the thing that bothers me is people like us that live around there, the value of our property will go down. Now, I don't live there, but I sympathize with these people because the value of the property will go down. So that concerns me. All right, the mega site they talk about in Liberty, that concerns me too. I'm always for business. When I was the mayor, we got 5 industries in Liberty. We got about 900 employees, and I thought that was good because it did help our town out. And a lot of these corporations today, they get a big bonus if they come, or they get a big incentive if they come to an area. The town of Liberty never gave an incentive. Okay, one more time. Okay, I belong to a Baptist church. As a matter of fact, I'm a deacon at this Baptist church that I belong to. And I thank you for inviting me here. I really appreciate it, and it's a real pleasure. And I'll be back. Whether I get elected or not, I'll still be back because I do business here in this area. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We're going to give you the first question since you already were making your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a question and answer period. As you all know, these questions were submitted to me anonymously. If anybody knows my reputation around the state, I try to be fair and impartial as possible, so when I do these forms, I ask that you all submit the questions, so I have no influence, no control as to the outcome. Jim? What I'll do is I'll do an open form at the end, Jim. Yes, correct. There's a 2-minute response to the questions, Mr. Jim. And the first question is for all the candidates here. The question is, what thing would you do, one thing that you would do to limit the scope and size of government? And we'll let you go ahead and answer that first, Jim.
The scope and the size. Well, you know, I ran for state legislature one time. One thing that I really got tired of was I had lobbyists offer me money. I'd never take any money. Richard Hurley can vouch for that. Most of you probably know Richard Hurley used to be the sheriff in Randolph County. He was offered $25,000. I was too. We both decided, hey, we don't take it because we're going to be obligated people. That's one thing that I hope that nobody don't do is accept lobbyist money. Because I think that's one thing that really hurts our country today. And the scope in Randolph County is a good county. We've had a good group of commissioners. I like them all. Darryl Fry and Harold Holmes, both of us, all 3 of us have served on the mental health board for 5 county mental health board. Darryl Fry and I also served as on another committee there in Ashburn. So I'm real familiar with these people, and I like them all, and they do a good job. But the thing that I'm concerned about, most of all, are the people. Not the money, but I want everybody to do well. I want us all to do well, and if we do, then Jim Parker will do well. We'll all do well. And these are the things that I consider is very, very important.
I don't believe our founding fathers ever intended for government to become what it's become. Even on a local level, there are some things that are mandated. I do know from speaking to some of the commissioners, asking some questions, that they have absolutely no control over. That Raleigh mandates on top of them, and Washington mandates on top of them. That there are issues, probably here on a local basis, that the government doesn't necessarily need to have their hands in. Because if the government's hand is in something, they want control of it, and they want us to pay for it. And I think that's the 2 issues there is, you can label me whatever you want to label me, but I want to be able to live my life without government intervention. To a point, obviously there are some things, inspecting restaurants, things like that, I'm okay, that's one of those things you got to live with. And the school, we go through that with school. But there are some things, maybe here in Randolph County, without being on the inside looking at it, I'm looking from the outside. What are those things? Some things mentioned to me by some of y'all, and I think that was some things that need to be addressed. Is this absolutely necessary for the function of the people of Randolph County? And I think if the answer is no, then it's something we do not do. Because that's money back in the budget for something else, and that's money back in your pocket, or excuse me, not taken out of your pocket. And so I think the government size is something needs to be watched very carefully. Programs that are unnecessary, programs that people are taking advantage of, may need to be eliminated or removed. I do believe our founding fathers intended for government to serve the people, but it never intended for the government to be a service of the people, given to the people on a regular basis. If that makes sense to you.